folks. I'm Joshua Sena, and I'm in grade 11. My practice consists primarily of photography, experimental filmmaking, and painting. In the past year, I've been fortunate enough to show internationally, most recently in Rome, Italy. I think that this has changed everything for me in the sense that I'm no longer making decisions that influence myself, but an incomprehensible selection of people. I've always felt that these interactions that I've created mirror the interactions that I have with both the people in my life and the people I meet by chance. These connections not only create a personal context to my work, but help me understand myself more. As my art progresses, I realize more and more how we are connected. When our perceptions align suddenly, excuses and triviality don't matter. It feels like there is a sudden love and empathy between each person in these interactions, causing me to understand why we really need each other. I've been trying to figure out why I make art. I can't decide if it's because of a natural inclination towards creativity, or if it's a product of my environment. I've always been obsessed with two things. The first being memory and how it influences time and our perception of reality. By creating art, you are not only altering perception time and time again, but you're creating a new reality. I like to think that this can not only change individual moments in time, but our whole history. I've realized recently that I'm not very fulfilled with what I've been doing. I've spent too much of my life searching for a culture that I can't find. I portray this in my art by photographing abandoned spaces. I show this in my paintings and video work by highlighting moments and emotions that have ended. I think that my constant search for a place where I feel I belong comes from being forced into cultures of negativity and pain. I think through my art that an audience is given a clearer view of myself than through knowing me. I try to be as honest and vulnerable for my work as possible, whether that comes with the message and emotion that my work conveys, or the actual physical aspect of what I do. My current work of paintings is new to me and exciting. When I paint, I try to portray individual moments and interactions and how time has altered memory and their meaning. Through my paintings, I am able to feel free to change and alter reality surrounding memories, thus change the canon of my life. The first series I did was made during the summer. The paintings portray strangers with whom I interact with for some period of time. What I would do is write a basic description of both their physical and personality traits, and then recreate their image in my mind as I was going to sleep, causing them to morph into inhuman shapes and colors. Following that, I would write about the experience and interpret that to make watercolor paintings. My photography usually depicts abandoned and forgotten spaces. When I photograph these spaces, I'm not showing what the space is meant for, rather, what it has become. I document my experience with these spaces to try to understand the history of a space in an audience's mind. My experiences creating these photos also help me understand the vulnerability and insecurities of existence. Often the creation of the photos involve danger and overcoming a fear of the infinite possibilities of what could happen. My video work is where I'm the most vulnerable in life. I'm very quick to expose my weaknesses and try to use my personal experiences to interpret imagery. I often pull from trauma to create not only an uncomfortability with myself for myself, but also for an audience. I like making people uncomfortable because I find it creates a very clear form of honesty. It causes people to react in a natural way rather than try to lie their way through it. I also like the idea of being able to tell a story unconventionally and take doing so on as a challenge. These three, along with my separate writing projects, all act independently in my mind, but come together to create one cohesive message. I don't really see them as separate mediums when thinking of my various projects in retrospect, rather almost a collection of my ideas and imagery, creating a singular medium, piece, and language for myself. This language allows me to understand how to move forward in what I do. While going through this process, or the process of writing an art talk, I've realized how much everyone here and everyone who influences me matter. I feel like without this or those people, I wouldn't be able to do anything that I do currently. There are times where I lack ambition to make art and then witness the level of love and vulnerability that surrounds me. This not only restores any hope or faith that I may be lacking, but makes me realize how fortunate I am to be here. I love you all. Thank you.